Salakia. Shalom. Shalom. I want to begin this lesson by giving all praise, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who have taught us all this truth in the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. I am Shaquat, and I'm back here with another lesson. I do hope and pray that it's edifying to the hopeful elect. Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatham. To you, sincere Akim, Walkwathium, and a sincere Shalom unto you brothers out there pushing this truth down the highways and the hedges. All right, through the YouTube blessings, man. Shalom unto you all. I do hope and pray that this is edifying, right? So as you see by the title, it says the Triumphal Arc, all right, which is the name of something that the White House has going on now. They just announced, you know, and it's once again, this is a testimony of Esau's pride. All right, this is the testimony of Esau's pride. So before I get into it, I'd like to give a disclaimer that this video will be conducted under the Fair Use Copyrights Act of 1976. All the public information that will be revealed in this video will be used for the purpose of education, teaching, criticism, and news reporting. This video will not be monetized. I will say again, this is a non-profit video. All right, so let's get to it. We'll go to here to the news break.
Plans for the United States.
So we're going to read this caption.
Triumphal Arc.
We're going to read this caption and we're going to start it over. It says, just in, the White House officially announces they'll be submitting plans for the United States Triumphal Arc tomorrow. It'll be right across the river from D.C. and will be 250 feet tall, which is larger than Paris's arch. All right. To celebrate America's 250th birthday, the United States Triumphal Arc it's lucky. To celebrate America's 250th birthday, the United States Triumphal Arc will celebrate the success of the American people over our 250-year history and the enduring triumph of the American spirit, which just shows a testimony. You know, this is a testament of Esau's pride. This is for the 250th birthday, which is coming up July the 4th. So within the next 3 months within it, you know, a little over 2 months away. Also, Slocky, hold on. Forgive me, as I was saying, also, gotta love that shit when you just lose track, man. God damn, man. We need these new bodies as soon as possible. Oh, that's what I was going to say. The water, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai. So as you know, as has been discovered, the average lifespan of an empire is 250 years. And it just so happened on year 250, now they're trying to build a triumphal arc. All right, which an arc is a representation of protection and power and all of those things. Matter of fact, we're gonna let's get the definition of that. Just give me the damn definition I want. You know. want the meaning. Let me put arch maybe to give me the meaning. All right, so here we go, arch. Because that's really what it goes back to, an arch, not, but nonetheless, here we go. An arch or arc acts as a powerful universal symbol of transition. And what are they transitioning to? What do they plan to transition to? This is what the average American citizen isn't peeping with this whole situation. This is a universal symbol of transition. All right, and a passage, transition and passage into what? Into this new world order, into this new system, as they are crashing this old system and bringing in the new world where everybody will be chipped up with the RFID chip, and they will be at the complete mercy of the elites, right? And it says in strength. So America still believes it's strong, and as we're going to watch this news video, this woman is speaking about, she's reading the reports going into how, it's going to be a glory to look upon for generations to come after. There ain't gonna be no more generations to come after. Listen, we're at the end, man. The generations to come after, we're gonna be in the kingdom. We're not gonna steal. America's not gonna be a power anymore. It's gonna be a desolate wilderness. All right. So it says, often bridging the gap between the mundane and the divine, or marking a threshold into a new life phase. Which that's what America is planning to do, and the whole world. The elites are planning to have this happen throughout the whole world, especially America, because that's its glory. Where they're going to go into this new world order, this new system, this digitalized system, right? The system where AI holds the power. It says it represents strength, victory, and joining of two sides to create a stable, unified structure. So that's all. That's a lot of what it gets into, So there you go. So let's go back here. We're gonna start
Which will be
from this jump. Start from the top.
Just one final announcement. As you know, this year we celebrate America's 250th birthday. In honor of this historic occasion, President Trump and the Department of Interior will submit plans for the United States Triumphal Arc, which will be an architectural masterpiece to celebrate our history right here in Washington, D.C. This is a rendering of the arc for you. Thank you, Peter. It's quite beautiful, as you can see.
Just so we get a closer look. That's pretty much what the arc is going to look like. Alright. Anyway.
And this monumental arc will beam at 250 feet tall in honor of 250 years and stand on ground that is currently empty green space in a memorial circle on Columbia Island, a man-made island in the Potomac River managed by the National Park Service. The United States Triumphal Arc will be outfitted with beautiful artwork and depictions celebrating the success of the American people over our 250-year history and the enduring triumph of the American spirit. Long after everyone in this room is gone, our children and grandchildren will remain inspired by this national monument. Beginning construction this year on the architectural arc is a fitting way to commemorate the 250th anniversary of American independence. Great nations build beautiful structures that cultivate national... Just one final announcement. As you know...
So, that's that, ultimately. All right. Extremely prideful. And all this for what? You're going to build all this just for it to be thrown down, just for it to be destroyed. Because the scriptures didn't say some elements are going to melt with fervent heat. It just said the elements thereof shall melt with fervent heat. So all this, just for it to be, burnt down in a nuclear fire. The shit's crazy when you think about it. All right, so I have some precepts lined up here that I want to get into. But matter of fact, let's go back. I think
this year we celebrate America. America's 250th birthday. It's quite beautiful, as you can see, and this monumental arc will beam at 250 feet tall in honor of 250 years and stand on ground that is currently empty green space in a memorial circle on Columbia Island, a man-made island in the Potomac River, managed by the National Park Service. The United States Triumphal Arc will be outfitted with beautiful artwork and depictions celebrating the success of the American people over our 250-year history and the enduring triumph of the American spirit. Long after everyone in this room is gone, our children and grandchildren will remain inspired by this national.
Listen, first off, even in defeat, these niggas are in pride, man. Even in defeat, because Esau is losing. America is losing. So even in defeat, these niggas are standing in great boldness and pride. It just shows you gotta put Esau out. You gotta completely shut his lights out so you get more understanding daily of why the Lord gotta do what he gotta do to this goddamn devil. You know, and we don't feel bad about it. Fuck Esau. We're not like you stupid ass nigga Christians. Alright, we're not like you. Y'all are idiots, ultimately. Right, but even in great pride, Salakia, even though they're losing, bad, just losing, America is on the downfall. There's no more American dream. You know, this great home of the brave, land of the free, home of the brave, all that stuff is done. You understand? This place is cooked. And even in that, they still hold great pride. Just through, man. Hell, the shit's literally called the Triumphal Arc, meaning they just gonna keep triumphing. Y'all just gonna rule forever. Y'all gonna keep oppressing people wrongfully forever, ever, and ever. That shit don't make no sense, because listen to what this lady says. Let me rewind a little bit.
Monument. Beginning construction this year on the Architectural Arc is a fitting way to commemorate the 250th anniversary of American children and grandchildren will remain inspired by this national monument. American people over our 250-year history and the enduring triumph of the American spirit. Long after everyone in this room is gone, our children and grandchildren will remain inspired by this national monument.
Long after all of us are gone, our children and grandchildren will be inspired by this national monument. So they believe we're going to keep going. Now, before I get into that, I'm going to play that again, but I want to go into this word triumph. Come on, man. Why y'all got to do me like this? Triumph refers to a great victory, significant success, or the joy experienced from such an achievement, often following a difficult struggle. Victory over what? Victory over what? They believe they got a victory over the Lord, ultimately. All right? But as we know, according to Job 20 and 23, just as soon as this devil thought he had the victory, he's going to lose. The only ones who are going to truly win is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai and the ones that are servants of them. Everything outside of that will lose. That's just the truth. That's just the facts. Whether you would like to accept that or not. All right, it says as a verb, it means to celebrate, rejoice, or prevail over adversity. Good triumphs over evil, but they're just evil. So it says it also represents a formal celebratory, procession, commonly used in historical context. So anyway, that's the point. So let's play that one last time.
Beginning construction of the Architectural Arc is a fitting way to commemorate the 250th anniversary. American people over our 250-year history and the enduring triumph of the American spirit. Long after everyone in this room is gone, our children and grandchildren will remain inspired by this national monument.
Long after everyone in this room is gone, Our children and grandchildren will be inspired by this national monument. So they plan on more generations coming and America still standing. They gotta have lost their goddamn mind, man. These devils have got to have lost their motherfucking mind. Excuse my French. If you don't like it, though, you could click off the video. That's always an option. But these devils have lost their goddamn mind. Are you kidding me? You still think there is more generations to come after this shit? They're like, you're at the point. Esau doesn't realize he's at the point of no return.
Reconstruction this year on the Architectural Arc is a fitting way to commemorate the 250th anniversary of American independence. Great nations build beautiful structures that cultivate national. Just one final.
Hey man, you're not a great nation no more. You're no longer Babylon the Great. You're Babylon the weak. You know, I know that shit sounded corny, but I mean, it's the truth, man. It's the truth. You're no longer great. All right, the scriptures say in Joel, the 3rd chapter, let the weak say, I am strong. It's not that America has waxed weaker, even though they have, but it's that the Lord has allowed the heathens to wax stronger. So, you know what I mean? You're not the only powerhouse anymore. And you're not the only one with friends. Matter of fact, you're losing friends and gaining more enemies at this point in time, right? So you're not that great nation anymore that everybody fears. The scriptures say in Jeremiah 51 that the nations have drunken of that wine and now they're mad, meaning they're bugged out, they're crazy, and they're angry now. And they starting to go at America. They're starting to mock America. They starting to make Lego videos of America. They starting to do. Hey man, I remember when they was dressing up as Kamala Harris and Sleepy Joe. That shit was hilarious, man. You know, America, you're a mockery now. You have shameful spewing being just spewed on your glory, man. Shameful spewing all on your glory. So you have to keep the prideful. You have to do prideful acts to make it seem like y'all still. Everything's still intact and all good and stuff, but we know this place is done according to prophecy. So with that being said, let's get into the precepts. So we're going to start here in the book of Psalms 49 and 11. And yeah, it's talking about, you know, the uselessness, the folly, the foolishness of trusting in riches, which Esau ultimately does. All right, so this is going into Esau. This is their thought process right here. Yeah, I'll read here. Psalm 49 and 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. Remember what that, you heard what she said when she was reading from the little stuff. You know, it's gonna be an inspiration long after we're gone for our children and grandchildren to come. So this guy thinks more generations are coming after this. No, this is it. There is a reason why this is called Gen Z. All right, Generation Z. What's the last letter in the American alphabet? I mean, forgive me, I keep saying that. What's the last letter in the English alphabet? Forgive me. It's Z. Z is the last letter, meaning the end. Just like Tha. The last character in the Hebrew tongue in the alphabet is Tha. Tha. What does Tha mean? The end. All right. So this is the end. Now they're trying to spin it and got this super, you know, this COVID generation. Oh, damn, I just said it. God damn it. This is not medical information. I'm not saying nothing about that. All right. But that 2020 generation, the one born in that era and now that era and later, now they're trying to say this is Gen A, meaning Gen Alpha. No. We're not starting back over, nigga. We're not doing that shit. Fuck no. Heck no. Heavens no. Hell no. We're not starting back over at A. Generation A is gonna be fuck a alpha. It's gonna be generation aristocrat, meaning the elect starting this motherfucker back over. You know, heavens no, man. We're not starting. No, whoever the fuck. I don't care if they 1 years old or 7 years old. Your ass is Gen Z just like me, goddammit. Fuck that. We're not starting all the way over. You, like I said, this devil is out of his goddamn mind. All right? It says their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. And people miss that. They miss that. This scripture is what's going on right now with this whole ark fiasco. It's a true showing of this precept right here. This is all prophecy, right? And their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names, right? Long after everybody in this room is gone, this is going to be an inspiration. This national monument is going to be an inspiration to our children and grandchildren, and so on and so forth. Nah, man, hell no. Forget all that. That's not going to happen. Thus saith the Lord. You guys have to go. But they believe truly that they're going to continue going on, continue prospering, and all of that stuff, man. And there's more articles, you know, concerning this whole Triumphal Arc nonsense that you see. It's just nonsense, man. Let me actually see if I could look at some images of it, because maybe it's some stuff on it too we could talk about. This is kind of what it is, but this is not, you know, the full depiction of what was being shown in those pictures. It's kind of like this. Yeah, this would be it. Let's see. So they got the eagles on there. Of course, they're going to have eagles on it. You got the Roman columns. You know, they got eagles on it, man. But people say this is not, you know, Esau of the Bible, the Edomites. These aren't the Edomites. Look at this, man. But people will still turn around and say these are not the Edomites. So let's get into that, matter of fact, since we're talking about that right now. You know, and this is a show of pride, thinking that your house is going to go on forever after all this wickedness you've done. You got to be out of your goddamn mind. All right? It says here in Obadiah 1:1, the vision of Obadiah. Thus saith Yahweh power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sit among the heathen. Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. So the heathen are now, you know, sent in these times to rise up against this devil in battle, man. You get into all that in Jeremiah 50, 51, etc. You know, everybody's rising up to this motherfucker in battle, man. Everyone. All right? Even their own allies, Revelation 17:16. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. So how are y'all winning? What's the victory when y'all are despised? Y'all and then we're just some great country. Just you're not great anymore. Like I was saying earlier, you're no longer great. You're now small. How can something small? Well, no, I'm not gonna say that because you know you got Israel, right? But y'all aren't great. That's the point. You are no longer great. The pride of thine heart have deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. And Caucasians, right? The people from Mount Seir and all of these things, right? Whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Man, that's beautiful right here, man. You know, this devil, you know, his pride has deceived him. It's deceived him, man. And they don't believe they ever gonna fall. This is literally a nickname for this, as you saw in one of the articles, it's a victory statue. They never think they're gonna lose. All right? It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle. Did not we see an eagle? You know, is it not, you know, these are eagles, right? And especially with these two perched on the side. The top one, I believe that's an eagle as well. Or it could be some angelic shit, but I'm sure it's an eagle, right? It says, Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. All right, so there you go. This place is cooked. It's done. Like, it's over with, man. I can't believe that y'all still, like, believe this shit's gonna keep going. Like, y'all just delusional at this point. You already got to fast track everything because you behind schedule and the Lord speeding up the days. Call Allah Yahbashim Shai 144, if you see at the top left. But it's like, man, when you jump down to verse 6, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? Because the Lord has revealed it to his prophets, and we've been exposing this nigga. And then not only that, in the book of Psalms, it said his own tongue shall fall upon themselves. For the sake of the prophets to catch that and call it out and, blow the trumpet in Zion, man. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Meaning your allies, even your allies are against you. It's all prophecy, man. Shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom? What the scriptures say? Is there no more wisdom in Teman? Teman represents Edom. It says an understanding out of the mount of Esau. And yeah, he clearly stripped y'all of wisdom and understanding. Because to think that you still have generations to come after this, you've got to be bugged the hell out. Your brain has to be mush. You have to have no brain cells left. All them goddamn parasites, man. All right? And the mighty men, O Teman, shall be deceived. So when it says there shall be no more wisdom in Teman, like I said, it represents Esau. It says, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Which eventually that will take place in the kingdom after the 1,000 years of captivity y'all have to serve first. Like it, then you're going to be cut off by way of a pit fire, Now, will y'all come back through other nations afterwards? I don't know. Now, I believe y'all would. I don't think the Lord would just completely cut the spirit off. But who the fuck knows? We won't know until that time comes. We know in part and prophesy in part. That's not in the scriptures, so we don't know. We just speaking as men. If we speak on that topic, it's just really us speaking as men at that point. It's not doctrine because it's not in the scriptures. All right, we know in part and we prophesy in part as the scriptures tell us to do so. So with that being said, I'm going to go to the next scripture I had in line. I did have Jeremiah 49 on here to go to, but it's literally going into the exact same thing that Obadiah went into. Matter of fact, we'll go check it out real quick anyway. Why not? Let's read it, since I quoted this scripture anyway. Jeremiah 49:7, prophecy against Edom. Concerning Edom, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? And it had to have. It has to have, because there's no way you think there's generations to come after this, and then you believe that the best thing to do right now is build a monument when you're literally rationing food to your fucking soldiers right now. Your soldiers over there fighting for their damn life, given, we truly don't give a fuck about those niggas, those heathens that's in your army and them stupid ass jakes that decided to go. We truly don't give a flying fuck about them. But that's some wicked ass shit that you're doing still, so we have to call that out. We have to. You're literally sending your mighty men over there to fight, or with no nutrition. Y'all are rationing food. I told a brother the other day, I said, nigga, I'm not going to war on a fast. I said, you fucking crazy? Well, you better lost your goddamn mind. Man, it's like, dude, they're rationing food to the soldiers, man. If you ain't heard, it's not good food they giving out, nigga. They're rationing slop. That shit is diabolical. All right? It's diabolical. Gas prices are sky high. Your citizens can't afford fucking groceries, man. They can't afford gas or groceries. They getting paid $900 since, remember the lesson I did last week? They getting paid $950 and her bills for the month is fucking 970 something. Like, nigga, nobody has enough money to even pay what should be a regular necessity, a typical necessity. Like, that shit on, it's not even extracurricular that people can't afford. It's the necessities people are having trouble affording, man. Just simple, this the simplicity of paying their bills, food, gas. It's become treacherous out here, and it's only going to get worse. So this place is no wisdom, man. And yet you're turning around, you're building a victory monument. You're building a triumphal arc. What type of stupidity is this, man? This is retarded. All right, it says, flee ye, and the fact that you still think y'all gonna be here for generations to come, and y'all just losing, man. Y'all losing. I don't see how people don't understand it, man. It says, flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of the den, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, and the time that I will visit him. So y'all are done. You're building this monument just for it to burn. Because this place is going to be a desolate wilderness. It's going to be a desert land full of desert creatures, according to Isaiah 34, according to Jeremiah, all right, according to Revelation 18. This place is grits, jit, real talk. It says, if grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered thy secret places. This is a precept for Isaiah 47. And he shall not be able to hide himself. In 2 Thessalonians 2, his seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. So this play, you're exposed and you're vulnerable. You're the most vulnerable now than you've ever been in history. And it just so happens to be your year 2000, your year 250, which we know, just a simple Google search, the average lifespan of a kingdom, of an empire, is 250 years. Leave thy father, and it gets more and more into this stuff, man. It gets more and more into Esau's judgment, all right? More and more into Esau's judgment, man. More and more into his judgments. But for time's sake, I'm going to go to the next scripture. You can read what I had here from Jeremiah 49:7 all the way to 22. Yeah, 27, all the way to 20. No, forgive me, all the way to 22. I was right. All the way to 22. Read that, man. Go read the whole chapter of Obadiah, what I was bringing out. Go read Ezekiel 35 and start at 1. Read these things, because Esau's finished, man. No matter how he try to wiggle his goddamn way out of this shit, nigga, you're done. He trying to weasel his way out this motherfucker. No, nigga, you're grits, nigga. It's over. So this is Malachi chapter 1, and we'll start at 3. And I hated Esau. The Lord hates Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. All right, talking about essentially he's talking about America. Essentially, it's a future prophecy to America. I said America. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. So the Lord ain't changing. All of a sudden the Lord loves Esau. No, nigga, the Lord said he's going to have indignation with Esau forever, man. Ain't no changing. All right, and nonetheless, the Lord said these Edomites, they're going to build and he's going to throw down. So you're building this monument to represent year 250, 250 years of American, tyranny, all right, tyranny at the end of the day, of American tyranny. Let's just be real about what it is, all right? Edomite tyranny, All right. Y'all celebrating that shit. And then y'all also believe it's gonna be here for generations to come. You're crazy, dog. And then on top of that, y'all doing it as a show of strength when y'all are losing. Just the pride of this devil, man. The pride of this devil. And the Lord's gonna throw it down. That's like goes back to my first few sentences in this lesson. Y'all are building this just so it could burn. Just so it could be destroyed. How retarded is that? So I want to close. We're going to go to 2nd Esdras, all right, 6 and 9 in the KJV. Then we're going to get it in the GNT out of my Ratazah. All right, 2nd Esdras 6. And we'll start at verse 7. We started verse... Yeah, we start at verse 7. 2nd Esdras 6 and 7. No pun intended. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? Talking about this first earth age where the heathens rule. When you go to Luke 21 and 24, it speaks about the time of the Gentiles and how the Israelites are going to be basically getting punished until the time of the Gentiles being the true heathens be fulfilled. All right. And we're in this first earth age. You want to know the time of the Gentiles and the major empires, because there have been many rulerships, but the major empires that were ruling these times in the first earth age. Go read Daniel, the 2nd chapter. It'll give you the timeline. It'll give you all of that. All right. Go to Daniel 7. It'll tell you about that. All right. Look up the statue for Daniel, the 2nd chapter. You get some insight on it. We're currently right now. We are in the toes of the statue, meaning we're done. After this, it's over with. It's our kingdom now. All right. So in that new one that followeth is when you go to Revelation, the 21st chapter, or a new heaven and a new earth, what John the Revelator saw on the Isle of Patmos. It's talking about the elect coming off the chariots, man, talking about us being in the kingdom, meaning a new rulership, a new ruling class, ultimately, while the old was put out. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. So it's going all the way back to Genesis 25. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right. Literally says Esau is the end of the world, meaning this eon, this first earth age. But Jacob, meaning Esau, has to be ruling. He has to be the last one ruling at the end. Many people, even you Christians, believe that Jesus Christ, right? Y'all call on Jesus Christ. Y'all believe that Jesus is coming back in our lifetime, correct? A lot of you believe that. So according to the scriptures, that'll be the end of the world, right? That'll be the end of this first earth age. Well, according to the scriptures, Esau will have to be ruling when Jesus comes back, correct? So to say that the so-called white man isn't Esau, y'all are just all going against prophecy because Esau has to be ruling. Just so y'all can agree that Yahweh Shai, I'm done saying Jesus, but that Yahweh Shai is coming back in our lifetime, meaning this is going to be the new world to come and the end of this first earth age. Yet y'all don't agree with the so-called white man being Esau. That make it make sense. Well, who the hell is ruling right now? You have to ask that. Who's ruling right now? Because clearly Esau has to be ruling. Who's ruling then? If not Esau. What is it, Japheth? Why didn't the scripture say Japheth then? Who is it? Right? Let's read it again in verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So this place is done. That y'all have no time left. We're gonna get this here out of the GNT as well. There's no time left, man. For you all, for you devils. It's up for y'all, and it's stuck. Ain't no turning back. Ain't no changing this now. So we start at verse 7 here in the GNT. 2nd Esdras 6 and 7. Then I asked, how long a period of time will divide the ages? When will the first age end and the next age begin? When? When will this happen? This first age where the heathens rule. Mainly being Esau. Esau got the most rulership out of any heathens. It says he answered, and the interval will be no longer than that between Abraham and Abraham, which should have said Isaac. Abraham and Isaac. It's a typo. It says he was the grandfather of both Jacob and Esau, and when they were born, Jacob was holding Esau's heel. Esau represents the end of this age, and Jacob represents the beginning of the new age. So if Jacob's hand is the beginning and Esau's heel is the end, do not try to find space in between. And people are trying to find space in between. They agree that Yahweh Shai is coming back in his lifetime, but they don't agree that Esau is a so-called white man. Even though Esau has to be ruling before Yahweh Shai comes back, he has to be the one in rulership at the end. See how they're trying to find space in between? But the scripture said, don't try to find space in between. This is what it is. Esau going to be the last one ruling, and then Jacob is going to rule after. The new earth age is going to be ruled by Jacob, but it's going to be Esau ruling right before that happens. This is according to biblical prophecy, no matter how hard you try to say. You got Jake coming up with vocab, my bitch. All right? Malone ass. The nigga talking about some, no, Esau represents all the heathens. It represents all the enemies of the Israelites. Well, nigga, why the fuck didn't it just say that? The hell are you talking about? But then when you read verse 8, it's clearly talking about literally Esau. Because verse 8 literally takes us all the way back to Genesis 25. So no, there's no way out of this one, nigga. There's no way out. Keep trying to protect these damn devils. Why? For what? What are you getting out of this? All right. So let's read verse 9 again. Esau represents the end of this age, and Jacob represents the beginning of the new age. The new age that's going to last forever, because that's going to be the kingdom. Read Revelation 21 concerning what John the Revelator saw on the Isle of Patmos. All right, so that's the rule of the Israelites. So I do hope and pray, because clearly, you know, when you're seeing all this, Esau's kingdom is clearly done. You know, there's nothing else for this man's kingdom. He's completely finished, right? But anyway, I do hope and pray that this is edifying to the elect. I want to close, giving all praise, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rachak Warash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who have taught us all this truth in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And until next time, I would like to say Baba Ball and Kwame Yasharala, Gadol Abadium, Lababal, Gadol, Yahweh Mahar, Wahapathom. And until next time, I would like to say unto you all, Shalom.